Hi, this is Carl with another SOP video for managed service providers, and today I want to talk about, an analogy to habits. Habits are the most important piece of a successful business. Any business is built on habits, and what you want to do is find the most successful habits for a managed service business. Michael Faraday is famous for figuring out inductive electricity. So what happens is you have a coil and you put electricity through it, and you put another coil next to it, and guess what? It generates an electrical field, and transformers are based on this, transistors are based on this. A great deal of what we know about electricity is based on Faraday's law. Let's talk about some of the habits that you have to be a successful managed service provider. You need to prioritize your work. You need to make sure that you're not interrupt driven. You have to make sure that everybody's got a signed contract. You need to make sure that there's a ticket for every job, that every ticket has a scope. You need to make sure that everybody puts their time in real time, which means that they open the ticket, they put the status as in progress, they enter their time, they enter their notes, and then they can close that ticket. And that way everything flows the way it's supposed to. Make sure that you get prepaid for everything. Limit managed services to the maintenance of the operating system and software. Make sure that in addition to having every job have a scope, every project has to have a scope, every ticket has a scope, so forth and so on. All of these habits lay on top of each other. Don't get overwhelmed. That's where a lot of people have a problem, is they get overwhelmed because there's so much to do. You can't change 100 things at once. You can change one thing at a time, and then another, and then another. And here's the way I want you to think about it. Think about the analogy to Faraday's law. If we've got a cable with electricity running through it, we can put another cable on top of that, and it's much easier for the electricity to flow because it's being helped by this other current that's going on. It's the same thing with your habits. Lay successful habits down, and then figure out from the list I gave you, or any list that you can come up with, what are the successful habits that you want to have in your business? Lay those down and make them the foundation for additional habits. That's one of the reasons why I highly encourage you to have weekly training. I call it Final Friday training, could be monthly training, whatever it is. It should be regular so that you add one habit per meeting. So whether it's one a month or two a month or four a month, you put that new training down, and then you say, now attach this to the other habit. If you've got the habit of putting all of your work into a service ticket, and you've got the habit of making sure that everybody uses the service ticket to put in their time entries, great. Now let's put our notes into that system, and let's just lay it on there. Say, as long as you're putting your time in, take 30 extra seconds, put in some notes about the job that you just finished, right? So you lay new habits on top of successful habits, and that's how you can gradually build up the positive habits that will make your company run much more smoothly. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I wish you all the luck in your service business.